guarantee. Visit DuvalGlass.com for your free quote. There's only one name for glass and mirror around these parts. It's Duval.
Here's your 1010XL local sports update. Florida rolls back into the Old Dome Saturday afternoon for a Final Four rematch on deck as the Gators host Auburn in a key SEC showdown. Hear the game live starting at 3 on 1010XL 92.5. Three-time Grammy winner Ludacris is set to headline the Players Military Appreciation Concert at TPC Sawgrass on March 10th. That's your 1010XL local sports update. I'm Sam Nelson.
Right now, 63 degrees at 9:59. Time and 10 brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Parker Washington! Parker backs up, fields it at the 15-yard line. Made a man miss, 25-yard line, 30-yard line. That's good return by Parker Washington. Still on his feet, 50, 40, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown!
Parker Washington did exactly what he was doing at the end of the season all through training camp. He was balling.
Parker Washington open field, 50, 45, 40, 30, along the right sideline. Cuts it back to the middle of the field, 20, 15, now back to the right side, to the 10-yard line. Parker Washington to the 10-yard line of the Denver Broncos.
Just done an awesome job with every opportunity he's gotten, and now you look at his role and what he's been doing for our offense. It's been huge, and just his ability to run every route, to run after the catch, all those hidden yards that he's finding after the catch has been really big for us. So we got to continue to find ways to get him the ball.
Caught for the touchdown. The ball's going to be caught. Touchdown. Caught for the touchdown. Parker Washington caught it in the left corner of the end zone.
I feel like a big thing for me too is that connection with Trevor. Continue to see that grow. Continue to get closer with him. It would be nice to continue to build that connection and continue to become closer, not just as a teammates, but hopefully we can be closer friends as well. That helps.
He's one of the first guys in the building every single day. He's soft-spoken. He's quiet, on the quiet side. He doesn't really talk smack. He doesn't really say a ton all the time. He just does. And he's a baller.
Running room for Parker Washington, 45, 40, 30, along the right sideline. Parker Washington, he's going to bring it back. Parker Washington, touchdown Jacksonville.
When you get those opportunities and you make the most of them in them rooms that you're not in, and those conversations they had with the quarterback and the head coach, the one who called the plays, they're going to start dialing specifically for you. Understanding what your strengths are and what you're good at and what you can do, they're going to put the ball in your hands.
Parker Washington is an absolute stud.
1010XL 92.5 FM presents Jaguars Today with your hosts Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, Tom McManus, and RJ Saunders.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for RJ Saunders. Nicely done there. Trying to put his own imprint on the program, which we've encouraged him to do.
That's right.
RJ didn't want to come in here like bull in a china shop his first week. And we said, no, man, take charge.
That's right.
Make the show sound the way you want.
Air.
There's a little bit of regulating going on in the hallways of 1010XL this morning. I'm just going to say, I think, I think the Friday edition of Jaguars Today could take the drill. I'll just say that. All right.
Especially now.
The Friday edition. All right. I'm not sorry. Wednesday and Thursday. I don't know if we got as much horsepower in the tank right there, but very well done there, Mr. Saunders. The Parker Washington Open, as that will now be known as. And now 30 years from now, when Tony's grandkid is doing Jaguars Today, someone will text and go, can you guys stop playing those Opens from 2026? Because we've got new guys on the team there. But we did get that request this week. Like, really? We're never going to stop playing highlighting the 1990s guys.
Right.
I mean, they're this great era of Jaguar history.
Of course. Yeah. Well, the curmudgeons, be like, come on, move on. But
no, we want to embrace it, but we want guys to replace. I hope Parker Washington, wouldn't it be great? I mean, the bar is incredibly high for this, but wouldn't it be great if 7 years from now, Parker Washington was the greatest receiver in franchise history? I got no problem with that.
Listen, he's gotten better every single year.
He's been outstanding.
I agree.
Definitely MVP type candidate. I think Freddie T, Tony Tony described him as the most valuable playmaker that they had this year. And he showed up in a big way every single week in the second half of the season, it felt like.
Yeah, I'll say, we thought Brian Thomas Jr. may be a guy that was developing into that. Jimmy himself was willing to say that kind of thing about him after his rookie year, right? Year 2 went the way it went. Parker, how does he follow it up? Right? Like, it really was a breakout season for him. I got a lot of confidence in the guy, but next year's next year.
Next year's next year. Let's go 1,200 yards.
I will say for him, though, from year 1, year 2 to year 3, you saw him getting – but every camp, you're like, oh, okay. It's the first camp, you're like, I don't know. He's all right. It didn't seem like he was going to be as special he is right now.
Right.
And then the year after, you're like, oh, man, he's kind of improved. He looks a little quicker. He's running his routes better. And then this year, he's been just incredible. And the confidence he brings to the table, the swag he brings, and he backs it up with his play. So I just see a young man just getting better and better and better each and every year.
Yeah, 23 years old, bro. He'll be 24 in March.
No kidding.
So he's a
prime time
young pup, man. And who
Still
knows?
be in college.
Will he get on one of those in the next, let's say, 13 months or so, right? You always get those best players under the age of 25, right? So he could qualify right now, but he could still qualify a year from now, depending on when those lists come out. And he probably needs a little more juice to get kind of that level of recognition. But very happy for what he did here.
No doubt. And ideally, you want him inside, right? You want Brian Thomas type outside. You want him inside. He can go outside too, but you want him more work in the middle of the field.
It's interesting, right? Because I think Jacoby likes to play out of there sometimes too. Yeah. And you can line Brian Thomas up in the slot and lose his coverage that way sometimes, depending on what kind of routes you're looking to run. But yeah, I mean, look, Parker is he's listed at 5'10".
No. Yeah,
no,
it's not 5'10".
I don't think he's 5'10".
No,
I think you can see 5'10" from where he is, but he's not the biggest guy. Imagine if he was 6'1". This guy would do.
His lower half's big.
Oh no, there's no question. My point being though, he high points the ball, and he takes tons of contact because he is built thick. But I mean, his ability, he's got great vertical, man, and his ability to go up and get it, I think is as good, if not better, than anybody on this team, honestly.
I agree. And his shake in the open field is insane.
Oh, yeah.
He's just gotten really, really good at faking.
He got so much more confident, I felt like, as the year went on, that you could see it every time. He turns upfield quickly, right? He's not going to – he'll dance, but in the aspect of he sets you up to make a bigger play. Right. But when it's time to, put his nose down and get the first down marker, he knows how to get it done.
Well, he throws on that punt return hat, Tone. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, he's just up the field.
Put him in space.
Yeah, absolutely. He was just great this year.
And that, I think you're right, Tom. The punt return, we saw a few of those deep balls where he caught it, and the defense is scrambling to set up. Meanwhile, where they're going there, he reverses field entirely, So, RJ Saunders, good morning. How are you?
Morning, guys. How are you?
How's your first week of Jaguars today?
I'm saying that we are striving to get the C grade. C meaning completed.
C's get degrees.
C's get degrees, but now we have changed it up because you said C when you were going to school meant complete.
When I was in Milford, Connecticut, we had some non-graded system, okay, where we still had letters, but they weren't A, B, C, D, and F.
Okay.
They were C, which stood for, the best, right?
Okay.
You had S was satisfactory. So if you got S, it's kind of like getting a B.
Kindergarten area?
I was there through into fourth grade. Okay. It was all the way. My whole school was that way, right?
Yeah.
And then you had M, which meant, of course, needs improvement.
Right.
There is an M in the word improvement, but I don't know. Okay. And then U was unsatisfactory.
Oh, I kind of remember.
Yeah, that's what we got. So you wanted C's and S's on your report card.
Yeah, right.
I was mostly an S guy.
Right. Yeah.
Striving for S. Got a couple of M's mixed in there. Avoid the U.
I wonder what the M stood for before they changed it to just call it needs improvement, right? They had some, right? They had some
How 40, are you in this school?
Right, some 40 style word for bad, right?
Right. Malodorous. Hey, kid.
And they were like, just needs improvement. Just don't change the letter. It needs
leave M. Right. We know it's bad. We just don't know what it stands for.
Okay, so I want to know from Mike and Tony, the host of this show, the grade in which you guys are giving me. Yes.
I'll give
First
you.
week.
I'll give you a C. I'm just not going to tell you
complete.
what scale it's on. Nah. RJ, come on, man. You're cool with me, man. We don't. Just the mere fact you asked, it's like a credit report. I got to knock you a half a letter grade just for asking, right there. You can't. So it's something now with a minus. I don't know what that letter is, but it's something with a minus, man. You can't come out of the gates A+.
No.
Then there's nowhere to go, right?
Right.
Like, I mean,
Then there's expectation.
the bar is way too high,
Right.
at that point in time.
So that's why I thought you were going to give me an INC.
Mastery of just enough.
I think you can maintain an A+. I mean,
Can you?
Look at me.
Have you done that?
I've never done that a
5
day
years
in my
under
life.
Shaw, I'm an A+, I think. Come on.
You've gotten to that point, Tom. You've gotten to that point. Dad Bod's playing tonight.
We are playing tonight.
Give us the details.
Cole Haynes Irish Pub in Atlantic Beach, corner of Penman and Atlantic Boulevard. We start at 7. It's our first show of the year. We're all jacked up. We're texting each other. Can't wait to get on stage and kick some ass.
Nice.
Go
Now,
for it.
is Denmark coming out tonight?
I hear
that was
there's
the rumor.
Yes, there's a 1010XL group coming out, and we're going to celebrate Denmark.
By 1010XL group, do we mean helmets and heels plus Denmark?
And I think a couple others. I'm not really sure. Yeah.
So I'm trying to low-key this, Tony, so I don't feel bad when I don't show
feel
up tonight.
bad. No, don't worry about it. We'll put it on Facebook Live, and you can see it.
There you go. I
You know
will
what I mean?
stream you
There
at
you
the
go.
house. That'll be fantastic. My wife and I will sit
Perfect.
out on the back porch.
Yes.
And we'll look out at the starry sky and watch Tom McManus and the gang.
And the dad bods get it done.
Go crazy.
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
your opening number tonight?
We're gonna. Our first act, we kind of start off a little slow and then we roll into it. But "Can't You See" by Marshall Tuck is usually our first.
That's a
one.
great
Yeah.
song.
And then we'll roll in. Like eventually, we'll get into "I Will Follow" by U2. Ain't Talking About Love from Van Halen, and then we roll into like at the end "Everlong." We do.
I Will Follow.
Yeah.
Good.
We love that one.
U2 song. Man.
Yeah.
That's one of
our
jamming
favorite
song.
ones to do, and we get after it pretty good. So
Yeah, it's early 80s.
yeah,
right there.
absolutely. Is that Unforgettable Fire?
No, that's pre-Unforgettable
It
Fire.
is.
That's like War or Boy. One of
Okay.
those
Wow.
two.
I remember War. I don't remember Boy.
Yeah, U2 War. It might have been War.
Okay.
It was on, but
Yeah.
Unforgettable Fire is my all-time album
For
any band.
For any band.
Any band.
Wow.
Love Unforgettable
Yeah,
Fire.
U2's
This was
fun.
my high school, like, senior year kind of
Yep.
album that we all listened to every single
Yeah.
day.
Yeah,
back
absolutely.
in the day.
Yeah, man. Gonna
What's
be fun
your
night.
What's your go-to number one album, Tony Smith? What do you got? Let's do that. Let's
Okay.
think about it.
I got mine.
I mean, I know what pops to the top of my mind.
All right, well, hold that thought.
Okay.
All right, here's what we got coming up today. We got a whole week of stuff to catch up with Tom McManus, right? The coaching carousel continues to turn. Jesse Minter goes to
Yeah.
Baltimore. Anthony Campanile still in play for Arizona, though. I never thought he was getting the Ravens gig, but I do think he has a significant shot to get the Arizona job, and I do think Udinski. I might even think Udinski is the favorite, and that's just reading tea leaves. It's not like anybody in Cleveland. I haven't talked to anybody about that, but I think there's a really good chance he gets at least offered the job there because he's going to interview there for a second time today and then go to Buffalo, scheduled to go to Buffalo.
Right.
Does Cleveland decide? Or do they want to wait and talk to Nate Shieldhouse, the Rams passing game coordinator, and can't talk to him until at least Monday. So we'll see how it all plays out. So we'll get into that.
Yep.
Had all the Jaguar nominations yesterday for year-end awards. Devin Lloyd gets promoted to Pro Bowl status as TJ Watt has withdrawn. Today, simple question, who are the two teams that are going to meet in the Super Bowl? So who are your winners on championship weekend? That's your question of the day presented by Chad and Sandy Real Estate. You can talk any aspect of Jaguar football with us here on the program at 641-1010 on the Key Buick GMC phone lines or on the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. You can stream us on YouTube, on X, and on Facebook, or hit us up on the social channels at MD_1010XL, at 1010XL Fat Tony, at Meathead55, and at R has no J. All right, so get it going, and we'll get it going as well. Talking Jaguar ball with you for the next 2 hours. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today from the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL.
Look at that. Oh, look at how great he looks. Majestic, I want to ride alongside him.
Join the Franchi Show for the drive. Saddle up every afternoon on 1010XL.
Happy New Year, everyone. It's time to treat yourself to something special.
What better way to start the year than with a stunning Cadillac from Randy Marion Cadillac?
My dad, Randy Marion, is the king of price, and we've got unbeatable prices and a great selection to choose from.
You can see all the inventory at randymarioncadillacjacksonville.com.
And don't forget, we need your car even if you don't buy from us.
Ask for Sean Spencer and he'll pay top dollar for your vehicle. Drive to Randy Marion Cadillac on Southside Boulevard in Jacksonville. Plus tax tag title $9.99 admin fee and resistol on approved credit.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
Bueller. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, pal, is that a turtleneck?
Can't you feel it, Jason? There's a chill in the air, a definite nip.
I mean, it is January.
In Jacksonville, Jason, I didn't come here for cold.
Well, I wouldn't call this.
Cold weather gives me the sniffles. Sniffles turns to pneumonia. Suddenly, I'm in a hospital bed with a tube down my throat because Florida didn't get the memo about ignoring winter.
So switch over to heat.
What if my system can't remember how to heat?
Dude, put on these sunglasses.
Whoa.
Bueller Air and Plumbing can make sure your system is ready to switch from cooling to heat. We'll clean your heating coil to get rid of that burning dust smell and make sure you have the coolant pressure to keep your heat pump pumping out the heat.
Huh, I had no idea these sunglasses worked in the winter.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Get ready for an unforgettable night of classic rock with legendary Queensryche vocalist Jeff Tate.
Performing the hit album Operation Mindcrime for the final time.
One night only, January 28th at Florida Theater. Timeless hits from the unmistakable voice of Jeff Tate. Get your tickets now at floridatheater.com.
Make more birdies with pointers from the pros on Brunch with the Tour with Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser.
Tour news, tips, and inside info.
Teed up by Clearwater Irrigation. Tuesday morning at 8:30 on 1010XL.
Here's hoping for a Raise the Roof football season. And here's knowing Next Gen Roofing is up for any job. Game day or storm season, you need a team you can trust. And you know what? You don't need a glitzy roofing company. No shortcuts, no gimmicks, no nonsense. Solid roofs at competitive prices and a commitment to the First Coast community. Right now, save up to $300 on your next roof replacement. When you need a roof, you need Next Gen Roofing. Team with you, it's a win every time.
The Jacksonville Icemen are back in town this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday and Saturday, it's Lizard Kings weekend. Go back in time to the mid to late 90s and pay tribute to our hockey roots. The Icemen will transform into the Lizard Kings with specialty jerseys and themed music. Friday, the first 2,000 fans get a Tom Coughlin bobblehead. Tickets at Ticketmaster, JacksonvilleIcemen.com, or call 904-602-POD. Iceman hockey is #Sub-Zero.
Rick Ballou for Coy Dental. That's right, Carlson Dental is now Coy Dental. Dr. Lee has been practicing there for 9 years, has purchased the company. The Coy Dental team still has the same great dentists and staff. And remember, if you get nervous visiting a dentist, don't. There's never a problem at Coy Dental. With light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation for all your restorative needs. Coy Dental, located in Bartram Park.
Hey, I'm Tony from Tony D's Pizza. People ask me all day long, is it the water that makes the difference? Well, yes and no. Even water can't make a good pizza. It's the ingredients, too. The best tomatoes, the best flour, and the best cheese. Oh, and a lot of love. Tony D's New York Pizza, Bay Meadows and 295.
Need or want cash? Beach's Jewelry and Pawn has cash available. Ready to buy guitars, surfboards, jewelry, firearms, tools, and especially gold. They need it all, selling or pawning. Get cash on the spot at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Mac in the Middle, Tom McManus. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. Superior products, exceptional service. On 1010XL.
RJ, what do you have to say for yourself rooting for the second best basketball team in Los Angeles? What's up with that?
I can't say how I wanted to say it earlier today.
You can't greet me like you greeted Dan Hicken.
Can't do it.
You could, but that'd be the wrap up. Well, we're on to producer number 5 next week. But no, Battle of Los Angeles went to the clip show.
There you go.
That's our guy, RJ. Hey, but what are you rocking in there? You rocking a Magic gear?
Sure am.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. When the
Sure
Lakers
am.
lose, he switches it up.
I do not. I do not.
No.
I get sick to my stomach, but I do not switch. I do not switch up.
What are you wearing again? Magic.
Orlando Magic gear.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just checking it.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, look.
Hey, have fun with Mike Brown.
Well, have fun with Mike Dempsey because this is every day, right? For the next couple of years, RJ. Let's hope. All right. So, a couple of things before we get to our favorite album of all time.
Oh, right.
I'm interested.
I got mine.
In that. Parker Washington comparison this is on the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Steve Smith. I can see it in the muscled up aspect of it. Steve Smith was good, man. But there are a lot of similarities to their type of play. I mean, Steve Smith has a track record that stretches out for a long way. What would you say, Steve Smith, 1,000-yard seasons? I haven't looked. What do you think? I'm going to guess 9.
Yeah, I was going to say 8.
Okay,
around there.
Steve Smith.
Now here, and this isn't a knock at all, but Steve Smith was a number 1, wasn't he? Didn't they use him as a number 1?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Do you think Parker could be that?
I don't know. I mean, look, I think he could do pretty much anything. He's shown he's got the deep speed with the punt returns. For touchdowns, that's some real speed.
Winner Tom McManus.
8.
Yeah. Very nice.
Yeah,
Very nice. With a high of 103 catches, 1,563 yards, and 12 touchdowns. He won the receiving triple crown in 2005 with that.
Absolutely. Yeah,
that
he's
number.
He's a heck of a player. There's no doubt about that. Could Walker do that? I think he could, but I don't really want him to.
You mean Parker.
What's that? Parker. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Oh, I thought you said Walker.
Oh, did I?
I don't know. Maybe not.
I meant
Maybe I
Park.
heard you wrong.
P-Wash. P-Wash. Hang on, Lucy.
Hang on, Lucy.
I'm coming on.
Don't let go.
Don't let go. Exactly. But in this offense, no, I'd rather have him work the middle, work the slot. I think he's really just a matchup nightmare when it's one-on-one.
Somebody put a little slower but bigger Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's a little thicker. He's not as tall.
Right.
I don't slower. The quick Amon-Ra is such a technician as a route runner, man. He is really good with the footwork. I mean, Parker's really good too. I'm not trying to downgrade him. Somebody said I'm going with Antonio Brown. That's a little much.
Well, look, here's the thing, because if you go number 1, is he a guy that can line up and go deep and beat the guy more times than not that's covering him? You know what I mean? Like Antonio Brown, you'd say, yeah, you'd send him deep, and he's winning most of those. Steve Smith, probably, yeah, you line him up one-on-one, he's beating him with speed. Could Parker Washington do that?
Does some of that.
He's not slow. He's fast. I know. I'm just asking the question.
So here's a follow-up on the text line. Do you think Parker becomes too valuable to remain the punt returner?
Good question. No.
I don't at this stage.
He's such a weapon.
Until you find someone else that can do it.
That's right. As good as him.
Yeah.
Right. But it'd be one thing, like you said, if he were clearly the one, like if this were Buffalo's group and he were Khalil Shakir, right? I wouldn't have him back because what do you got behind him?
Yeah, I think it can get to a point where it becomes, look, he's not the same kind of threat that a Tyreek Hill was, but it got to a point where Tyreek was so featured in the offense. We got you at receiver. And then every now and then in a big moment, they'd be like, go return the punt.
Right.
Right? Like, this is a big enough, it's high leverage enough. We need you back there because we know what you can do. Like, you're a threat. So could Parker eventually get to that kind of place? Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah. This is a good one here. Doug Baldwin.
Okay, yeah.
I think he's a little faster than Doug Baldwin, but similar in their kind of their movements, right? And you look at him, you're like, that guy can't moss me. That guy can't run by. And yet, he does, you know,
right.
and Doug Baldwin was also a good return man.
Yep.
Somebody said Julian Edelman. Oh, don't say that because I brought that up this year, and Mike said he's Julian Edelman. I said no. In that role, in the Tom Brady offense, Parker Washington would have killed it.
Yeah,
Are you kidding me? He would have been a 100-catch guy in that role.
Absolutely. I mean, we were talking about that one Friday.
Yeah.
You brought up Wes Welker. And
he would have been another
Better
one. He would have fit right in or as good at the very least as those guys. Let's see. Steve Smith, 5'9", 184. Parker, 5'10", 204. So a little bit thicker for Parker. I don't know. I guess Steve Smith, 5'9".
Listen, Parker's lower, like his thighs and calves, his calves are massive.
If Parker Washington stood back-to-back with Steve Smith, who do you think would be taller? in a reality. I know what they're listed at.
I'd say they're probably
about
even.
a push, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
bet you they're pretty even.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Well, we'll have to when he comes in next camp. We'll have to think you stand next to Parker, but you gotta watch out because Steve, he'll throw a punch at you.
Here's Bush Drive Rich
He
in
will.
reference to the Parker Smith comparison. I don't agree fully. I compare him to Welker Edelman. Yeah, I think there's
that's
a lot
fair.
of that, but a thicker one for sure. I mean, though, Edelman was not a skinny little player.
No,
he was
no.
a little bit of a his own
He had great shake.
kind of bully, phenomenal.
Yeah.
Just that foot quickness.
Yep.
And if you got a yard of space, Brady was going to hit you right there. So anyway,
how about this from the 4472? A little bit thicker Victor Cruz.
Yeah, I can see some of that. I can. Like those smaller guys that can go up and play bigger than their size.
Hines Ward.
I don't know. Hines Ward was, to me, I don't know who his comparison is, but Hines Ward was
more
the
just a system.
physicality,
all the dirty work.
right? The
He laid dudes
blocking,
out.
and I'm
Yeah,
not saying
true,
Parker can't
true.
block you, but
You can't block like that anymore anyway.
I'm sure Hines Ward ran away from somebody at some point, but I don't remember it too. I think Parker is more break your ankles in the open field than Hines Ward was.
Yep.
For sure.
Okay. Fair.
That's for me.
Yeah,
I mean, look, I'm not saying better or worse or whatever. I mean, Hines Ward had, some people think he should be considered a borderline Hall of Famer. I don't, but
I don't know if I do either. But he was a force, especially.
It was Super Bowl MVP.
Who was the linebacker he took out? Remember in that they called that's when it became defenseless for the
was
defenders.
it
I think.
was
The
it one of
Cincinnati
the
Bengals, I
Bengals,
think.
right?
Yeah. He lay. It was Burt. It was the guy that was
Vontez
it was
Burfict, right? The guy who
was
would
always he was
do
like
it.
the
They'd go
modern
back and
day
forth.
Shair guy, right?
Yes.
Who's always hitting late.
I
and
think he
vicious.
might have been
little
even
bit more.
than
Yeah.
He was.
Aziz
I just
Al-Shair.
Googled Hines Ward block, and it said that he broke Cincinnati linebacker rookie Keith Rivers' jaw.
Keith
on a block.
Rivers,
That
that's right.
must
It
have
was
been the one
Rivers.
then.
It was Rivers.
Yeah.
I remember
Broke
that.
his
Yeah.
jaw.
Yeah. That's when you used to be able to hit in the face.
Yeah, just hit him in the face with the elbow just for the day.
It's funny. So I'm talking with my girls. My number 2, Kels, is totally into football. She's asking me about Stafford. I said, I love Stafford. She said, why? I said, back in the day, he lived through the era where you could smash them right in the mouth. Literally, your helmet could
got
go right
hit.
in their chin.
He got smashed a lot.
Remember Romo broke Kerry Collins' jaw? It was like there was no rules when it came to hitting the QB.
You and I have talked about it. Like NFL Network during the offseason, they'll just put old games on.
Yep.
And it is so fun to watch the way it used to get. Like, it was just
vicious.
The brutality on the quarterback was real.
Yep.
Right? Like, when you had an opportunity to hit him, it was like, I'm going to kill him.
Yep.
That was the mentality.
Yeah, knockout shots.
Right.
Yeah.
That just doesn't exist in the NFL anymore.
know.
You got to figure out how to not land with your body weight. And part of me's okay with it.
Yeah.
Part of me's okay
with you.
because of how valuable it is to the game to have the quarterbacks
No doubt.
around.
No doubt.
That doesn't make it any less fun to watch it when it was the Wild West for those guys being out there.
Yeah.
You were fair game.
Yeah, and then in addition, Stafford was one of the best even during that. He was just getting killed. He was still putting up great numbers.
Huge. That was one of the things he was known for, was playing hurt.
No doubt.
He'd get banged up a lot and would tough it out. Somebody compared him to Wayne Corbett. Wayne Corbett gives up about 15 pounds to Parker Washington.
I think Parker's got more shake than Wayne, and Wayne had plenty, but Wayne was tough over the middle.
He was tough.
Yeah.
But he was not big. Like he wasn't thick. He was like, I think Corbett, I see Welker. That's who I see. I think Parker's a little thicker than
How about
both
a
of those
little
guys.
throw it way back to Keenan McCardell type? Keenan was thin, but Keenan would go over the middle.
He
had
was.
great shake in the open field. Great punt returner.
Right. The willingness to do those kind of things, yes. But I just body type wise, not
Different
really.
body type. But
Yeah.
maybe playing on the field type.
Anyway, good stuff, man. We're glad he is part of
no doubt
our squad here. Somebody predicting a 1,400-yard season for him next year. If you look at Antonio Brown's first 3 years, he's actually on a very similar trajectory. That may be the case. It's funny. I bring this up occasionally, time to time. Tony will know who I'm referencing right away. It used to be a thing like in fantasy football, right? It was third-year breakout theory. Then it became fourth year, and there'd be a debate going back and forth. Did receivers break out in their third year, or they break out in their fourth year? So what you did, you watch guys, they disappointed for a couple of years, and that's when you jumped on them the next year because they're going to represent their breakout season kind of thing. Reggie Wayne, go look at Reggie Wayne's first 4 years in the league.
Really?
And you're like, this guy's a Hall of Famer?
No kidding. I didn't know that.
It's unbelievable how long it took him to really get up to become the guy that we ended up knowing.
Well, Marvin was there first, right?
He was
right.
for like a year.
Only a year. Okay.
I guess by his fourth year breakout. His first 3 years, 345 yards, 716, 838. I mean, that's solid. But that's not, I'm going to go to the Hall of Fame one day kind of trajectory. And then he ripped off 8,000-yard seasons in the next 9. Wow. And the other one was 960. So, yeah, I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
I'm not going to limit what Parker Washington can do.
Not. Again, he gets better every year. So if he continues that trend, what's next year going to look like?
And is he Trevor's number one guy for the foreseeable future? You know, forget that. And then what do you do when it comes to the contract, right? I mean, if he is really, like you just gave Jacoby Myers, who we understand the impact he had on this team, but he's like throwing up like 4 for 70, you know?
Yeah.
And you give him $20 million.
Yeah.
What's Parker going to want?
No, right. Yeah, he should get what
a lot.
Yeah. Let me throw this at you. If that were the case, that he becomes that number one, do you trade Brian Thomas to try to get up in the draft? I mean, if Parker's number one,
he's a different kind of.
I know. I agree with you. I'm just asking, what would you guys?
I would be very hesitant unless, like, if somebody offered me a first round pick,
right,
then I would reset the clock and I would do it.
You would.
But I'm not going to package Brian Thomas with my second round pick to get like the 28th pick in the draft.
I don't know enough about what's available in the draft to know what I would be trading into the first round to try to go get.
Okay.
But just on the face of it, am I going to get a player right now in my mind that I think offers you more than Brian Thomas Jr. does? Even if it's just in the role that he currently has? Probably not. Right? Like, I think that's hard to replace directly, but again, that's without having looked at really.
Yeah, there's a group of about 5 or 6 receivers that are pretty highly regarded at the top of the draft this year. But somebody said that was Juju Smith-Schuster that hit perfect. So getting our Pittsburgh receivers mixed up. Appreciate that.
Thank you for that.
There was definitely some crunching going on back in the day. All right, let's pause the conversation. We got a quick timeout coming up. We're going to get to our favorite albums. Gonna do that. That's going to be a little bit of fun. And we'll get your thoughts on some of the news of the week here, Tommy, as well as I'm personally keeping my fingers crossed that Anthony Campanile and or Grant Yudinsky are still members of the Jaguar organization by Monday, but doesn't mean I don't want them to have success. You know, you're kind of torn. You want good people to have good things happen to them, but I'd like them to happen here in Jacksonville, at least for one more season. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here for my friends at Dandy Foods, owned and operated by my other friends, the Thompson family, since way back in 1956. Look, that's a long, long time that Dandy's been serving up excellent products here on the First Coast. I've talked about them for over a decade, enjoyed them since way back in my college days. They're the perfect go-to, Dandy, is when you're in a hurry and you don't want the hassle of a long wait. You can't go wrong. A great value compared to the drive-thru. Compare. Fast, fresh, always tasty, and waiting for you in the cold case at convenience stores all over town. As a matter of fact, right down the street from Everbank Stadium, Talleyrand Food Mart, carrying a great selection of Dandy sandwiches. Sam and Gus are the proprietors. Pop in, say hello, maybe grab yourself a steakhouse burger, a delicious tuna salad wedge like I like. Go check that out. In the meantime, if you're looking for fresh, quality products, the name to know is Dandy. Wherever you stop in Duval, when you're hungry, do what I do. Go out and make yours a Dandy and do it today.
Jaguars Today for the renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party. No, you see, you get $150 in bonus bets after your first $5 bet hits.
Did somebody say hit?
Whoa, Ray Lewis? We were just saying if your bet hits.
Huh? You know I love a good form tackle.
We know, Ray. We know. Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook. Roll with us. New players bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets if you win. Payable in bonus bets. Not a cash offer. Offered by Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
Give a unique gift this Valentine's Day to that special person in your life with a custom-made candle or body care product from Wick, a candle bar. Locations in San Marco and Jax Beach.
What's up, Duval? I'm Tab Valamek, owner of Purple Heart Pools, Jacksonville's veteran-owned pool company for over 10 years. We specialize in new pool construction and pool renovations, built on military values, integrity, communication, attention to detail, and honor. Now is the perfect time to start your pool project, so when the heat hits, your pool is ready. As an Iraq War veteran and Purple Heart recipient, pride in what I do is everything. Let me show you the difference in how my team and I execute your pool project with military precision. Call Purple Heart Pools, Jacksonville's veteran pool company.
Look around and we know you've got options for gasoline, but those other places, they're not in the business of more. At Shell, that's what you get every day. Members get more rewards, more savings, more special offers. You'll even get 10 cents per gallon off of your first fill when you sign up and save on every fill after that. Choose to get more and more with every drive. Join the Shell Fuel Rewards program today at fuelrewards.com. Offer valid at participating Shell locations. Offer must be redeemed within 60 days of registration. Limit 20 gallons. Restrictions apply. Visit fuelrewards.com for more information.
Frank Frangie here for Coil Fencing. Since 1927, Jacksonville has trusted Coil Fencing to protect what matters. And I trust them too. From tough chain link to your commercial project to sleek aluminum fencing your HOA will love, Coil does it all. Did you know that Coil can also install, service, and maintain those automatic gates that help protect your neighborhood or business? To schedule a complimentary consultation, visit CoilJax.com. That's COYLE Jax.com. Coil Fencing, A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
It may be winter in Northeast Florida, but it's one of the most important times to protect your lawn. Prosser here for Julington Creek Pest Control. Their winterizer strengthens roots and improves cold tolerance. Pre-emergent treatments stop spring weeds before they ever start. What that means is you set the stage for a thicker, greener lawn when spring arrives. Call today to schedule your winter lawn treatment with Julington Creek Pest Control. Our family serving yours since 1984.
Have you got concrete or asphalt rubble piling up? Arcosa Crushed Concrete will pay you for it and recycle it. They're just minutes from Everbank Stadium on Talleyrand. Call Arcosa Crushed Concrete and get paid for what you don't need. ArcosaCrushedConcrete.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Tom McManus.
Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. Superior products, exceptional service on 1010XL.
There's the unforgettable fire for you right there. RJ Saunders. Well played.
job, buddy.
Who's next would be up next for me. They're my two favorite bands.
Okay.
But, you know, like, you only have one album that's like the defining album of your high school days.
I've got one.
Do you?
I got more than one, but my number one, can I?
Yeah, please do.
Appetite for Destruction.
Oh.
I mean, first song, I think there's 10 or 11.
Yeah.
Every song's unbelievable.
Shout out to Mike Allman. I don't know where he is out there. He's probably up in South Georgia in the woods somewhere. But my buddy and I, back in the early 90s, burned so many brain cells to that album.
Oh, yeah. Same. I saw them after my senior year, summertime, they opened for Aerosmith at an outdoor venue outside of Chicago. And nobody knew who they were. And it was right as Appetite came out. And I remember Axl saying, like, he sounded awesome, but someone tried to grab his leg, and he said, "Let go of my boot before I kick you." And we were all like, whoa. And then they rocked. And then, of course, Aerosmith came on and were unbelievable. Popular Creek, it was called. Popular Creek was the name of the venue.
All right.
Yeah, but that was the first time I heard him. So then I went right into BC, my freshman year. I mean, we're Southern Comfort until the bottle's done, listening to Appetite for Destruction before we even went out. It was like have a circle of guys and just drink that thing down and then go out all towards Guns N' Roses. It was great.
It's a
great time of my life.
Basically the way you do it before every dad bod show. You know?
No, I'd forget all the words. I'd forget all the words if I did that.
All right, let's play the newlywed game or the dating game here. See how well I know my co-host, Tony Smith, right here. London Calling by The Clash.
It's
No?
on the short list.
All right.
Okay.
All right, that was my shot.
Yeah.
At that.
Nice call.
What do you got?
It's on the short list because this album has what I think is actually my favorite song of all time.
Is this by Tool?
No.
Okay.
Dark Side of the Moon.
Oh, okay.
I do think Time is probably my favorite single track of all time.
Oh, that's a great song.
Yeah,
Tony has
Lateralis-
not even listened to it in the way it was meant to be listened to, and he
No,
still
I-
loves it
I-
that much.
I do not imbibe in that way. But it is funny, like you asked this question. I got a record player as a Christmas present from a friend 2 years ago now, just because I happened to have an album that I couldn't play, and he was like,
Okay.
here you go.
Yeah.
And I have gone on to buy like a handful of albums that I'm like, I have to have this on vinyl if I'm going to have something that plays records. And so I bought Dark Side of the Moon. I bought London Calling by The Clash.
Okay,
I bought Lateralis by Tool, and I bought Abbey Road by the Beatles.
See, I knew I wasn't
Abbey
that far
Road.
off, man. I had
Beautiful.
Tool and The Clash in there.
Wow.
So-
You know one of my favorite songs you can
What
find?
is it, Tom?
Don't Look Back in Anger by Oasis.
I don't. Off the top of my head, I don't know. that
Man,
one.
it's got everything. Got good guitar, good lyrics. Good. It's a good vibe. Check it out.
You reminded me of Stefan there on SNL for
Oh.
a minute there. This one's got everything. All right, RJ.
For me, there's two, but I'll give you my favorite one.
This is going to be an age shock here, unless it's Christopher Cross.
It is Christopher Cross, and we now go to break. This is Jaguars today. No, Soul Star by Music Soul Child. My favorite album because I think this was one of the early first albums that I listened to with my dad growing up as a kid when I didn't know really what music was. It was just whatever he played in the car was what was playing. So Music Soul Child I became like a huge fan of once I got older and appreciated his music. But Soul Star, to me, out of his three biggest albums that I like, Soul Star, I Just Want to Sing, and Just Listen, I think that album I could listen to just on repeat, no skips. Of course, you have the GNX album by Kendrick Lamar. I also love the first album that I listened to in college, which was Alien Family by two underground artists that did like a hip hop album. I love that, but Soul Star is always going to be one. If you put it on for me, it's just going to take me right back to my childhood to those days. So
That is Music Soul Child, music with a Q.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. I've known that for 10 seconds.
Yeah.
After a quick Google
Isn't it funny
search.
how your parents, like what they listen to, you not that you always listen to it, but my dad would listen to there was the big bands, like Benny Goodman.
Oh, yeah.
Remember
yeah.
those old school with the horns and
Swing, yeah.
the
Mario
swing.
Lanza,
Holy cow.
my mom,
Just
yeah,
always.
Engelbert Humperdinck was
right.
was popular.
The Lawrence
in my
Welk
house.
show on
I
Sunday
think
night.
honestly,
Sounds like a made-up name.
Yeah, right.
doesn't it? Right?
It
I
does,
mean,
does.
honestly, let's come up with the dumbest possible
It's like a
name.
cartoon
and he was like a
character
sex
name.
symbol.
Yeah.
You know,
Right,
like women loved Engelbert Humperdinck apparently. But I think like the hippest music that I ever heard my parents play, and this is on a sliding scale here, was Tony Orlando and Dawn. Anything by Tony Orlando and Dawn. That was like the most up to the minute music I ever heard them enjoy and listen to.
Yeah, the only modern for us was Neil Diamond. That's why I like Neil Diamond.
My
so
mom
much.
did like the Diamond
loved
as well.
listening to
Yes,
Neil.
as he is affectionately known as
Yep.
in my household. All right, let's come back, Tommy. Let's talk about the impact if the Jags lose one or both coordinators. How you feel that's going to impact their progress? If it does, will it impede it? Will they have to start over in certain capacities? So let's get into that on the other side because the interest seems real.
Yeah.
From Arizona and Cleveland in Campanile and Udinski, respectively. So we'll discuss that coming up next here. Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, Tom McManus, and RJ Saunders. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today.
For the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. At 1010XL. 1010XL is your home for Jacksonville University basketball.
Spend Saturday at historic Swisher Gym, JU, Eastern Kentucky. Tomorrow at 3 on 1010 a.m. If your home doesn't have a fireplace, CSS can install a beautiful electric or gas fireplace from Heat & Glow with no major remodel required. See their showroom or CSSOutdoor.com for a free estimate. CSS, you dream it, we build it.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
Greenlaw Group is for the insured. If you think you have roof damage, call 904-302-7055 today. and they will schedule you a free roof inspection. Trust their law firm to help you fight your insurance when you need it. These storms can cause damage you may not even see yet. Call Greenlaw Group 302-7055. There's no cost to retain their law firm and no cost to have your roof inspected. They only get paid if you win. Greenlaw Group, for the insured.
Checkmate. I'm Brendan Cecilia, founder of Checkmate Coatings.
And I'm Chester, the adorable chess man on the trucks.
There are two things you should ask yourself about your garage floor. How clean is it now, and how clean would you like it to be? A typical bare concrete floor doesn't just collect dirt, it makes dirt.
It is literally made of dirt.
As much as you sweep and mop, the dust and grit just never ends.
And drips from your car seep into the pores, staining the concrete forever.
A Checkmate multi-layer floor resists drips and stains. It comes in your choice of dozens of colors and sweeps up sparkling clean in just seconds.
No need to wear shoes in the garage and track dirt back in the house.
Gorgeous?
Check. Durable?
Check. Tidy enough to walk on wearing clean white socks? Checkmate.
Transforming your floors, making them great. Checkmate.
Visit checkmatecoatings.com. That's checkmatecoatings.com.
Tom McManus buckles his chin strap as he joins Lauren Brooks and Taylor Dahl.
I just love a man in uniform.
Helmets and heels. Afternoons 2 to 4. Served by Queen Law Group on 1010XL.
San Jose Collision in Mandarin is proud to be an I-CARD Gold Class collision repair facility. That means they meet the industry's highest training standards. Experience the difference at San Jose Collision in Mandarin.
The Brown Family YMCA in Ponte Vedra Beach is better than ever. Come experience our new renovated spaces, including an expanded wellness center with upgraded state-of-the-art equipment, recovery solutions, brand new locker rooms, and the Horsell Center for Health and Well-Being, all designed to help you feel your best. And now you can join with no joining fee. Plus, enjoy your 4th month free. There's no place like this place. And you'll love what's new. Visit the Brown Family YMCA in Ponte Vedra Beach.
A new year is the perfect time to finally get organized. Hey, this is Lauren Brooks, and I love our closets from Closets by Design. They create custom storage systems designed around how you actually live. From closets and garages to home offices, entertainment centers, laundry rooms, and more. Beautiful, functional storage for any space, lifestyle, and budget. Start the new year strong with 40% off plus an extra 15% off, free installation, and 18-month special financing. Schedule your free in-home consultation. Call 904-878-9393 or visit closetsbydesign.com.
I used to dread going to the dentist. Every visit felt like a sales pitch with constant upselling, surprise fees on my bill, and I could never get in when I needed to. But Harbor Dental Care? Totally different. They saw me the next day, gave me honest pricing up front, and even set me up with a payment plan I could actually afford. No pressure, no surprise charges, just kind people who get it. If you want to experience dentistry the way it should be, book your appointment today at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. He's number 55.
Tom McManus.
Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. Superior products, exceptional service. On 1010XL.
And there's one for McManus right there. How about that?
So you remember this used to be our song coming out for the Jags.
Yes, yes.
Early days.
Right.
And I was thinking about this the other day. I used to love before games. So either the offense or defense was going to be called, right? So the rest of the team went out to the field on the, and made a little shoot, and the others went down to the underneath the end zone, the south end zone.
Okay.
And it was when the defense was called. It was just awesome. Like the fans going crazy. You're walking down instead of just coming out of the tunnel and that's all they see. You almost like the whole group goes down there, fans going nuts, and then we're high-fiving them, and then you're playing Welcome to the Jungle. It was awesome. I don't know why we ever got rid of the. I thought we were the jungle, and then Cincinnati kind of took it over. I think it feels like now they're the jungle. But we used to be the jungle. We used to come into that song, and that was a rocket.
Well, that was "Sweet Child of Mine," though, right?
What
that we just heard.
Oh, that was "Sweet Child of Mine." Yeah, I'm sorry. I was thinking
I do it all the time, bro. I do it all the time.
I didn't think it was.
I know you went right to GNR, and
yeah.
I understood what you meant.
Yeah.
We share that half a brain.
Yeah, so just back to appetite. So the back half is unbelievable. What are you laughing at?
Sorry, Tony's response on the text line. We'll get
the back half, Think About You, My Michelle, Think About You, Paradise City.
Oh, yeah.
Anything Goes. Oh, My Way, Your Way. Anything Goes Tonight. That's a good one. Rocky Queen. Good stuff, man. Just a great, great album.
At the mention of Engelbert Humperdinck, somebody said, I feel like we need to be talking about Hingle McCringleberry on the program. and Tom was unaware of the ways of Hingle McCringleberry.
I was, until now.
We caught him up on the break right there. It's worth a Google if you haven't checked it out. All right, Tommy, do you agree that the consensus was overwhelming yesterday? I keep reading things that I shouldn't read out loud, so I won't. All right. Do you agree the consensus yesterday, overwhelmingly, 86%, had nearly 1,000 votes on this, which is a lot for an off-season poll.
Yeah, nice.
86% said if you had to lose one, rather keep Anthony Campanile. I understand why. He runs the whole defense, right? He hired a lot of these guys on the defense. He selected a lot of these guys, so let's say Udinsky's back, put the offense aside. Anthony Campanile, Arizona's blown away, and they probably will be blown away by him, right? I mean, he's just a force of nature. So he gets that job. What's the path to righting what wrongs you on defense?
Well, here's the thing. How many guys would he take and how many guys will you let him take, right?
Obviously.
You can throw that whole, hey, if it's a lateral move, I'm going to block the move, right? Because you could do that as a franchise. So how many would he take with him? I'm concerned just the fact that, look, he got the defense a lot better. There's no doubt about it. Great against the run. Great on takeaways. They need to be better at getting off the field. They need to be better at finishing games. There's no doubt about it. They got to get a better pass rush more consistently. But regardless, I don't want a brand new defense. I know that for sure. I like what he brought. I like what he brought to the table, like everybody else does. So that's the biggest concern. Udinsky, listen, I think it's great. I don't know exactly how much. I know he was involved heavily with Trevor and with game plan and that, but calling plays, what have you. So I feel like if he was gone, it's still Liam's offense.
It is.
So I'm not worried about that.
I do think he was that buffer, though, that day-to-day sounding board for Trevor. Yeah,
and he's done that in the past, I think. That's kind of, he's been good with that. So
and remember, Trev had that with Jim Bob Cooter.
That's true.
And he left. Now, granted, Liam Cohen is a rising go-getter. Doug Peterson seemed to be I'm gonna put it into neutral after that first year a little bit.
At least stick with what I have.
That's what it seems like as the way it's played out.
Yeah, and that whole loyalty thing that maybe bit him in the butt, when it was all said and done. But I would miss Anthony Campanile. I think he brings so much to the table. And again, now if you can promote from within, and he's one of the guys that he, hand selected, and he's cool. Like, hey, man, let him be your coordinator. I'm fine. I'll take some other guys. Can we negotiate that? Maybe I'll feel a little bit better. But I would never not want an assistant coach to take a head coaching job. It's too much money. It's once in a lifetime opportunity. Whether you're ready for it, think you're ready for it, not ready, whatever, you got to take it. I mean, these 5 years guaranteed money. At least $40 million, 30 at the very conservative side. So you can't not turn that down. But selfishly, I want him to come back. I think there's unfinished business for him here in Jacksonville. I don't know if the window stays open for him, so that's why you got to jump at it if they do offer it for you. But look, I selfishly want Campanile back. I think we need him back.
Let me ask you about that, because I do think it's an interesting topic. Do you take a job because it's one of 32 if it's been a dysfunctional organization? And I think you're more likely to do that if it's your first head coaching gig.
First one, yeah.
Right?
Well, think about this. If you can always go back to being a coordinator, it happens a lot.
Right,
almost all the time.
Somebody made a great point yesterday.
Yeah.
Once upon a time, Byron Leftwich was a candidate for head coaching positions. Has not coached in the National Football League since. You're the hot guy when you're the hot guy.
Yeah.
And now that's not to say Byron turned down an opportunity to become a head coach.
No, right.
But had he had that opportunity, he would have been wise to take it, because you look at after that point when Jags hired Doug Peterson, Byron hasn't been on a staff in the NFL.
Happen?
I don't know.
How does that happen?
I don't know.
There's got to be something inside that we don't know.
Now the OC at Colorado.
Is he the OC at Colorado? Okay, so in the league, I should say, in the National Football League.
Deion hired him, didn't
But, I mean, Byron was very well regarded.
Oh, no doubt.
Like a rising star in coaching circles. And, you know, I would think that, well, it's great. You probably, you know, Colorado, probably love the lifestyle. You get good money. It's if you want to be a head coach in the National Football League, that's not the path to get there. Like Hafley was the head coach of Boston College. He had to come be a DC in Green Bay for a couple of years.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but like a guy like Hafley, if it doesn't work in Miami, he'll get a defensive coordinator.
Oh, sure he will.
You know what I mean?
Sure he will.
So it depends. But I would think Anthony would be in that same boat.
But once you have like that, you take that first job and you boff it, if you do, right?
Yeah.
Even if it's not your fault, it's sometimes hard to get the second one. But once you are in that position, like Mike McDaniel gets fired, he's gotten looks around the league. He pulled himself out of consideration for the Cleveland job because you're not going to get a third one.
That's right.
Right?
I think he's different than it, Anthony.
I agree.
Yeah.
I totally agree. Yeah. So Arizona does not have a quarterback answer.
Right.
Right. I mean, unless you believe in Kyler Murray, and many feel that he's played his last down of football for them.
I would think
Brissett's like 33 years old.
Right.
You don't have a clear path to get a quarterback.
Right.
Right. You got an owner who's been cheap historically. The Browns. You got the whole Shador Sanders thing. Do you believe in him? Do you not believe in him? You do have a couple of first-round picks, but it's not a great quarterback draft.
Yep.
You know,
you've got a great defense or good enough.
You've got a very good defense.
Some players on that side for sure.
If you got that job and they let you run things, would you trade Myles Garrett for everything that you could get?
No,
I think I would.
Really?
Yeah, I think I would because I think Cleveland's still several years away from being
Shador, man. I'm not being. I mean, who knows? What if you can get something out of him?
Well, that's my opinion. I didn't see.
I didn't watch enough to say one.
I mean, he made a few highlight plays here and there, but by most metrics, he graded out terribly.
Yeah.
Last year, terribly.
Well, you know what a coach can do. Maybe coach can change.
Maybe he can
change it.
Maybe he can. And look, it's one thing if you are Udinski and you've watched the film and you say, "I believe Shador Sanders can be that guy." Or at least make us competitive because, you know, you could position yourself maybe next year to go after that quarterback. But, you know, maybe then you're talking about 1, 2, 3 years down the road before it really starts to click.
Yep.
I don't know. I mean, what do you think you'd get for Myles Garrett right now? Or what would you have to get to move him? I think it's 3 firsts.
Maybe 3 ones.
That's the starting.
At least 2
that's the starting conversation is 3.
Yeah.
To me, if all these other guys are drawing 2,
right.
These defensive linemen,
right,
and he's the best,
right. So then the owner's got to give you some time if you're going to rebuild like that. You know what I mean? That's a big rebuild. I mean, I know it's just one player, but 3 first rounds.
Stefanski won Coach of the Year twice in the last 6 years, and he's out.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah,
I don't think he's drafting these guys. I don't think he drafted Dylan Gabriel.
No, right.
You know.
Right.
I mean, I'm sure he had some input into it.
But to answer, I would still go if it's my first opportunity.
I would probably too. I'm kind of playing devil's advocate to see what you thought about that. I think I would as well, unless you just absolutely assess that you didn't have a chance to win there. And if that's the case, why are you taking the second interview?
Right.
You know.
No. Right. And then you could say, well, what if it doesn't happen again? But if you have another great year next year and the defense performs even better, you're going to be
sure you will
again.
If you do.
If you.
What if you lose Devin Lloyd and Monteric? What if one or 2 years? Right. And I don't even want to name names because if it happens, Dempsey said.
Yeah. No. But you're right. That window of opportunity. When do you? When
don't know.
When
right?
do you leap?
Sometimes you're the hot guy, and then all of a sudden you're not the hot guy.
For the first one, I'm going. Babe, pack your bags. We're set
I probably
for life.
would as
Let's
well.
go.
Especially these guys, they're so young, man. Like imagine Udinski, what kind of coaching staff, like I'd call Shieldhouse if he didn't get the job.
That's
I'd be like, you're my OC. If you want it, you can call play, or I don't know who would call plays. It'd probably be better to have your OC calling plays in that scenario as a first-time 30-year-old. But who knows?
And look, you got to think of these teams are saying, look what Liam did with the attitude and the culture. These guys are a product of that. Maybe they bring that to us, and we need that too.
Absolutely. he'll be impressive. He's an impressive individual,
absolutely.
and it's how Gus Bradley got the job. I don't think Gus Bradley was at the top of coaching list.
Right.
When you got in his physical presence, there's just something
Contagious.
magnetic about him,
Yeah, for sure.
All right, hour one in the books. Plenty more on the Jaguar front with Tom McManus. We'll also make our championship game predictions coming up in hour two. Tony will take us around the league and more. You're listening to Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here. If you're looking for the best selection of trucks in Jacksonville, well, it's truck time at big number one, Duval Ford. Jacksonville's largest selection of brand new trucks with massive discounts, and you're going to love every single model you see, and you're going to just get the best service possible when you swing into 1616 Cassett Avenue. They've also got mobile service that'll come to you. In fact, we'll be doing that in the month of February right here at 1010XL. Check them out online at DuvalFord.com or swing by that showroom on Cassett Avenue. That's big number one, Duval Ford.
Jaguars
Today.
From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL. 1010XL gives you the most Jaguars in NFL.
It's all a bit much.
The most Gators in college football.
Forgive me if I take a moment to process it.
Get maximum football on 1010XL.
When the team heats up and the temps climb high, Sunrise Heating and AC keeps you cool. That's no lie. From kickoff to overtime and every long drive, they'll keep your home feeling fresh and alive. When your system's down, don't sweat the score. Sunrise Heating and AC of North Florida is ready to restore. Fast, honest service from a local crew, keeping Jacksonville fans chill all season through. Your comfort starts here at sunriseheatingandac.com.
Touchdown! This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
This is the kind of sandwich you don't rush. French dip at Firehouse Subs. Premium roast beef loaded with caramelized onions, melted provolone cheese, and topped with Italian seasoning. Stacked on a toasted garlic bread roll with hot au jus for dipping. For a limited time at Firehouse Subs.
Take a walk on the wild side and step into the great outdoors.
Look at this beast.
Captain Kevin and Captain Kirk join Jeff Lageman every Saturday morning from 7 to 10 on the Nimnit Outdoors Show.
You got it.
On 1010XL.
Game days aren't the only win happening in the 904. Best of Bold City named 904 Gutters with a Z, the #1 seamless gutter company in Duval. Like the team's O-line protects their QB. Call the winning team at 904 Gutters with a Z to protect your home from the rain.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Get a healthy start in 2026. The Florida Department of Health in Duval County is here to help you get healthy and stay healthy all year long. Our dedicated team is committed to providing high-quality care and trusted public health services for our community. Our mission is simple: to protect, promote, and improve the health of you and your family. Learn more about our programs and services by visiting duval.floridahealth.gov.
Make Capital Glass and Shower Doors your premier choice for top-quality glass solutions. With over 40 years of expertise, their team specializes in commercial and residential projects. From elegant shower doors to modern frameless enclosures, they've got you covered. But that's not all. They also offer glass railing systems, glass wine cabinets, and much more. For unmatched quality and service, choose Capital Glass and Shower Doors. Your vision, their expertise. Visit online at capcoglass.com.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Man, I love seeing the old gang at these reunions.
Did you see Brian? He's in better shape than he was 25 years ago. How is that even possible?
Yep, I ran into him a few weeks ago and had to ask. He told me he started taking Eugenics Total T2.
The testosterone booster?
Yeah, but it's way more than that now. It also skyrockets your nitric oxide in as little as 3 hours. I started taking it right away and I'm already seeing results.
I was wondering what you were doing. You seriously crushed me in that pickup game last week.
Yep, after 40, energy energy, strength, drive, it all starts going downhill. But with T2, I feel like my old self again. Stronger, leaner, and my energy is way up. My wife even noticed a difference. They're giving out complimentary bottles right now. Just send them a text.
Text TAP to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of new Nugenix Total T2. Text now and you'll also get a free bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our most powerful fat incinerator. That's TAP to 215-215. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. Product not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
At Hollis Pools, building a pool is personal. We sit down with you, listen to your vision, and bring your backyard dreams to life right here in Northeast Florida. Working with us doesn't feel like working with a contractor. It feels like working with family. Every Hollis Pools project supports Project Savior Outdoors, helping bring hope to our veterans. Visit hollispools.com. Hollis Pools, your vision, your pool, your escape. License number CPC 1461233.
Here's your 1010XL local sports update, sponsored by Purple Heart Pools. JU was defeated by Bellarmine on Thursday. Freshman Hayden Wood continued his impressive performance, recording 21 points. JU will now host Eastern Kentucky on Saturday at 3, and the Colonels bring serious firepower. The ASUN's #2 scoring offense. You can hear the game live starting at 2:45 on 1010XL AM and stream. That's your 1010XL local sports update. I'm Sam Nelson.
Right now, 66 degrees at 11:04. Time and 10 brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. He's number 55.
Tom McManus.
Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. Superior products, exceptional service. On 1010XL.
I got a prediction. We're going to hear some Music Soul Child before we get out of here today. That is my prediction.
Great tune. Good job, RJ.
Very nice. Somebody submitted Pink Floyd Animals, and they said mic drop. Well, that's fine. You can drop the mic on any album you consider to be your favorite.
That's right.
Because it's your favorite.
Yeah, sure.
So there you go.
Animals is awesome.
Yes. I'd have a hard time coming up with my second favorite U2 album. A lot of good ones out there. Really are. Like, I love the Joshua Tree.
Yeah.
I love Octung Baby. I think it's kind of a little bit underrated. There are a bunch of good ones out there. Anyway, let's not get too far afield. Spent a good chunk of the first hour talking about some of that stuff. Tommy, do you think they're going to bring Devin Lloyd back? Like, who's your priority? Is it Lloyd? Is it Etienne? Is it Monteric? Is it somebody else that's a pending free agent?
Out of that group,
for the Jags?
It's Lloyd for me.
Even now, when you factor in cost, can you make that work?
Unless it's absurd. You know what I mean? I don't know what that number is.
Let's say
it's 17, 18 like we were talking about.
What if it's 20? I mean, it's not a far jump.
What are you paying a Lukin? You're paying a Lukin then, aren't you? What are you paying a Lukin? Isn't his cap number that pretty high?
Cap number.
Okay, so right, because they might have restructured and pushed it back a little. Okay.
Let me take a
Didn't Foyer restructure so that they could get the Allen deal done?
So many of these guys have restructured on this team.
You're right, RJ.
The Jags are projected right now based on a $304 million cap, which is a significant jump. Wow. It is projected to be $7 million over. Wow. Now, again, I've said it many times. No one has ever gotten to the season
What's
and
the
been
cap
over the
number,
salary
304?
cap. They're projecting it to rise to $304 million.
I think our highest was like 60-something back in the day.
Get 5 times as much.
5 times as much.
Isn't that nuts?
Good for them. Good for them.
Yeah, Foyer's extension when he signed it was 3 years, 30.
Okay, so that's 10.
10.
So the next 2 years, his base is 9 and 8.
Yeah, I don't think Lloyd would play for that. I wouldn't if he can get a lot more somewhere else. But I just think, look, the guy has done everything you wanted him to do. He's gotten better. He had a great year. I don't feel like it's a contract type year. I think you're going to get that kind of effort from him every single year. I think he does love the game. And look, you didn't draft him, but the team drafted him. And, he becomes an all-pro, second team. Now Pro Bowler, which, I don't get into that too much, but the All-Pro is huge. I mean, to be second team All-Pro.
Sure.
And then you let him go. I get it if the number's just way out there. You're like, come on, that's like crazy, man. You're not going to be the highest paid of all time type player, but, I would pay him, man. I'd find a way as long as it's within reason, I guess, and whatever that number is.
It's interesting. We're looking at some names this week. Tony and I both like Nakobe Dean.
Yeah.
You think he might be a little bit more because of the injury history, might be able to get him at a little bit of a discount compared to what you're going to pay Devin Lloyd. Spot Track, which is, by the way, I don't know, some of these market value, average annual value of contract projections end up being way off.
Right.
Okay, but they're probably better at it than I am.
Right.
Okay, so I'll give them that.
Okay.
Devin Lloyd is the top linebacker on the market, projected average annual value of $20.1 million. Okay, so $20 million a year. Let's
and
call
that
it.
means 80 guaranteed, maybe 75,
4 year. Let's call it a 4 year, $80 million, $50 million guaranteed.
Guaranteed,
So
right.
I don't know, $40 million guaranteed. I don't know what the guaranteed money would be.
It's a lot.
That seems like a lot of guaranteed money, but that's the market. Nakobe Dean, by the way, is projected at 15.4, 15.5. So he's not that much of a savings. Quay Walker's an interesting one, but I don't know if he's as much. I'd have to look up his numbers. I don't know if he's much of a playmaker. I feel like he might be more of a Foye Luikin type, but particularly if Anthony Campanile returns, Quay Walker was one of his linebackers in Green Bay,
Right.
and would know him very well.
That's true.
Just looking at
For
this
a
year.
replacement you're talking about.
Yes,
Yeah.
if you were going to go that
you're
route,
gonna
he's
let-
projected to get a little under $10 million a year. He's a really good player, but he's not. He's got one interception in his career, for instance. He does have 9 sacks in 4 years, so
Right.
he has a little bit of pass rush.
Yep.
Hasn't done anything in coverage,
Yeah.
right? And he misses a couple games every year on average, so he's been nicked up a little bit as well. But that's why you're getting him for half the money.
I
as well.
think you can also you can use Devin even more, in my opinion. Like, I think you should send him more after the QB, even from the inside position. I'm not talking like stand up outside rusher. I'm talking like when you're bringing extra people. He's one of the better rushers, in my opinion. So I think you could rush him even more. So I think in Nakobe Dean, he's a great all-around player. I also think he feels like he gets after the quarterback a little bit more.
He does a little of that. I think
Like they call him to. That's
right.
like play
But I
calls
think that he has a similar ability to do a wide range of things like Devin Lloyd does. He's not going to be a 10-sack guy. He's not going to be a Devin Lloyd, I would have said, wouldn't be a 5-interception guy either, and he proved me wrong on that. But
look, and even if you look back, what was the year we had the thumb? He dropped like 3. Remember that?
Yes.
Was that 23 or 24? I can't remember. But Devin was off to like he had the bad thumb and couldn't hold on to the football, but he was right there making plays. So I don't know. I just think he's a tone setter. He's a difference maker. He can get after it.
But do you have $20 million a year to give him?
Well,
that's the thing.
Well, then
right?
we're not in a really
What
good
about
position.
Trayvon? What about
Who
Parker
put us,
Washington?
Did Trent put us in this position? I mean, why are we in this position? Second year in, and we're having trouble with the cap. Is that from before?
you're paying Trevor, and rightfully so,
Yeah.
because that's the market. But you're paying him over 50, and although his cap hit for next year is like in the 20s,
Okay.
so it's not
Right.
That's not prohibiting you from signing these other guys. But Josh Hines Allen got a big deal.
Yep.
Armstead's got a big deal.
Yep.
Walker Little got paid. Cole Van Lannon got paid. They paid Jacoby Myers. Foye got paid and granted restructured, but Devon Hamilton got paid. I mean, all these guys have second contracts and they're not cheap, which is, the
Right.
cost of doing business.
And a lot of those are not from this regime.
True.
So that has to factor in, I would think.
And they're paying the penalty on, they were willing to move on from Ingham and Kirk last year.
Right.
Right. So
Yeah.
they're biting the bullet on a couple of guys, too, that they decided to move on from. When you look at off ball linebackers in the league, the top paid guys, Fred Warner's getting 21.
Okay.
Roquan Smith's getting 20. Tremaine Edmonds is getting 18. Zach Bond 17. Nick Bolton 15. And Jamian Sherwood 15.
So I would, out of that group, I think 18, 19 in that range. I
Yeah,
mean,
that
I would give
seems-
Warner money.
Right.
I don't think he's as good as Warner.
Although he's so much younger,
He is.
Warner's like 36 years old now.
Right.
I mean, he's still a
No,
really
I
good player,
know.
but for how much
And
longer?
Bond's a really good player for Philly.
Zach Bond's a really
he's
good player. Although I don't
They're
know
a
if he
little
was
different.
as good this year as he was last year when he broke
yeah,
out.
and Roquan didn't have a great. He got Pro
Roquan-
Bowl, but he didn't have a great
I
year.
think he was hurt though for
Yeah.
a chunk of it as well. The other linebackers of note that are out there, Caden Ellis, who is again more of a
Patriots?
No, the Falcons.
Oh, the Falcons, right.
More of like your Foye Oluokun type, I think. High tackle numbers, not splash play maker. I know Foye makes an occasional one. Ironically, Quincy Williams listed as one of the top 6 available. He at one point lost his job this year. Then they immediately had some injuries in the linebacking core and had to insert him back in, and he did play better.
Right.
I mean, he absolutely played. They should never have let him go as early as they did, but.
Well, what about, so you're thinking about cap, right, and how to decrease it, right? So Armstead, if you got rid of him, you'd decrease it.
I don't think so.
It doesn't.
I don't.
How about Hamilton? I wouldn't get rid. I'm not saying I'm getting rid of them. What about Oluokun? Like, are you ready for Jack Kaiser to take over?
No,
and dump that.
No, I'm not. Just looking at their. Well, why don't we do this? Because we're coming up on a break here.
Okay.
Let's come back and look at what some of the cap hits are for some of these guys that we're talking about that we think are making big money on the Jaguars and where they might be able to find some savings or not. Looking at Foye this year. His cap hit for this upcoming year is 17. His dead cap number is 14. Is it worth
$3 million.
Losing Foye Oluokun for $3 million in cash, and you'd still have a $14 million cap hit for not having it?
No.
Right. So, all right, we'll dig into a few other guys when we come back on the other side. R.J. Saunders running the ship here. Tom McManus is in. Mike Dempsey and Tony Smith with you. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today. You're at the home of the Jaguars in the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. Superior products, exceptional service. 1010XL takes you inside the program director's office with Dan and Jeff.
You'll do anything you can to ruin my day, won't you?
Mornings
I got up today feeling so good.
on 1010XL.
We're doing so well.
Feel the power of Van Halen. Live, jump, America's Van Halen experience. Iconic riffs. And David Lee Roth era energy. Sunday, February 1st at Thrasher Horn Center. Get tickets now at thcenter.org.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
Welcome to Key Buick GMC, proudly family-owned and operated since 1943. Come see why they're North Florida's new and pre-owned truck center, conveniently located on Southside and JTB, just minutes from the St. John's Town Center. At Key Buick GMC, every new vehicle comes with our lifetime powertrain warranty. Key Buick GMC, we are professional grade. Online at keybuickgmc.com. Lifetime powertrain warranty covers engine, transmission, drivetrain only. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details.
We're certainly facing interesting economic times. For me, it's comforting to know my money's in good hands with ITP Partners. Jacksonville guys taking care of my Jacksonville money. Experience? Yeah, that's Chris Bryan, Jeff Hartman, Reagan Wright, Dan Abel, Scott Regner, Janice Cobb, and Reed Wingate. They have the expertise and knowledge to take care of your money. For more info, go to itppartners.com. ITP Partners, they're my financial partners for life.
Non-compensated client testimonial may not be representative of all client experiences. No guarantee of future performance or success.
If you're a Gator and you can't catch it live, catch it later. The Gator Podcast Channel puts every Florida Gator show at your fingertips. Served up by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists on the video and social channels of 1010XL.
I'm Frank Franzi, and I just got back from the farm at Okefenokee in Folkestone. Man, was I impressed. You have to see these handcrafted cabins. But act fast. On this 1,000-acre farm, there will only be 250 cabins. Each phase has jumped in value, so come get your lot and lock in your equity. Enjoy living in harmony with nature, going to the grocery store in your own backyard, and connecting with people grounded in food and purpose. Learn more at okefarm.com. That's okefarm.com.
I'm with Fred from Cycles in Jacksonville. We always talk about Honda, Triumph, so many great bikes, but Aprilia from Italy is also a beautiful line.
It is absolutely gorgeous, and it is a fine sport bike. It's one that when you take your helmet off, you're never frowning. You're always smiling.
So if you want to treat yourself to something really special on the road, that's a line they should look into?
Absolutely, and we've got them in stock and ready to roll.
All right, make sure you check them out. They are on Atlantic near Regency. CyclesofJacksonville.com is a great place to go, or check out their Facebook page at Cycles of Jacksonville.
Hey gang, Prosser here. When it comes time to sell your home, don't worry about any, quote, problems you think might be related, because I've got the perfect team that will keep you right on track. In fact, they've got a guarantee that you can't beat.
And that is Chad and Sandy, the agents I would call to sell my home. You see why? Your home sold guaranteed or they will buy it. Need to sell now? Chad and Sandy have instant offers. Fast, easy, and stress-free. But the promise is this. Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. Jacksonville homes are selling, but many take months and a low price to sell. Getting top price means aggressive marketing. Chad and Sandy Newman are the Jacksonville experts who have proven systems to drive demand to sell your home. Darcy in San Jose said, I felt too isolated in my retirement. I wanted to buy in a different area, better suited for me. I spoke to several agents who didn't seem to care. I needed to find someone I could rely on. In come Chad and Sandy, and in 3 days, the home was sold. ChadandSandy.com or 904-414-6200.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and this month I want to talk to you about welcoming the winds of change in your life. But so often, when we see the winds of change coming our way, our immediate response is to fight it. Friends, when you see things in your life changing, when the winds of change are coming your way, don't fight it, but embrace it. Recognize that God is stirring you up so that you too can soar like an eagle.
For more inspiration, log on to stjohnthedivine.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Number 55 in the middle, he's Tom McManus. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. Superior products, exceptional service. On 1010XL.
All right, moving along here on Jaguars Today. Coming up, Tony Smith will take us around the National Football League. We'll make our predictions on championship weekend, AFC, NFC, and of course. Just I got the list here. Now, it changes if you want to potentially trade guys, if you can find, a team that's willing to take someone on. Yep. So I'm going to go all with pre-June 1st stuff. Okay. Either cutting someone or trading them, because if you do it post June 1st, which you can then spread the cap hit out, you don't realize the cap savings until June 1st, right? Or June 2nd, whatever. So you can't use that when free agency is at its peak if you want to go out there and sign somebody. All right. So releasing guys, okay? Biggest cap savings, and I'll just roll through a few of these here. The biggest cap savings that you would get, Ezra Cleveland, you'd save $4 million against the cap. You'd still have a dead cap number of $7.4 million. So that's, but you could save $4 million, but then you'd have to replace him. And you could argue that you could replace him because you have Wyatt Milam on the roster.
Yep.
You have Walker Little, who played guard and played probably better at guard than he did at tackle.
Guard for sure.
But I thought Ezra was one of their best linemen this year. I don't
want to see him go.
And he's still in his kind of mid-20s.
Yeah, and I think him and Hainsey work well together, kind of the same.
You save $3,600 if you don't have Antonio Johnson or Parker Washington. I don't think we're looking to save on either one of those, right? I mean, Antonio just broke out, man.
Yeah. You're going to pay those guys eventually.
Or at least you want him for another year of productivity.
Yep.
You know, Antonio Johnson looked like but then again, you do have Ransaw.
Yep.
Coming in.
That's right.
You know, and you do have a little bit of depth there, but not. I mean, I don't want to get rid of Antonio Johnson.
No, definitely not.
Other than those guys, I'm just talking about as a pure release. Chuma Edoga would save you. This might be one you'd look at. You'd save almost $3 million by letting Chuma Edoga go.
I could see
if
that.
he's like your seventh lineman.
Yeah.
Right? He'd still have $1 million cap hit.
What about Agba? Where's Agba at? Because I thought
was Agba on a 1-year deal?
Was he?
I think he was.
He might want. Yeah, he might be.
I think he was on a 1-year deal. I don't see him on the list, so he had to be on a 1-year deal right here. I mean, there are guys that if you let him go, you'd save $1 million. There are a bunch of those guys, but you got to string a bunch of those together, like Danny Strigo. It'd save you $1 million if he's not on the team, but you want him on the team for $1 million. You know,
for sure.
His dead cap hit would be $13,000. That were
no
the case.
kidding. Wow.
Now, trading somebody with a pre-June 1 designation, Trayvon would save you a big chunk. He'd save you $15 million if you traded him.
Okay.
And I love Trayvon.
I do too.
Right?
Yeah.
But if you are James Gladstone, you're calculating all the productivity, had how great he fits in, which James Gladstone highlighted last week when he had the press conference. You know, I want that to be he loves it. He loves his teammates. He loves being here.
Yeah.
Intangibly rich. Like he fits that aspect, and they lean into that.
Yeah, and the hand injury or wrist injury, that was
Absolutely.
a factor. I mean, he went from 10 to 10.5 sacks to 2.5, I think. Or
But
3.
but are you going to pay a guy like that $30 million a year? And that may
Who
be the
is?
going rate. I don't know. You know what I mean? I mean, when the top ones are making over 40 now,
right,
as an edge player on defense. Let me see who else stands out here. McCary. Again, these are only if you're able to trade them. Somebody's got to be willing to trade for them. You'd save $8 million if you traded McCary. You'd save $7 million if you traded Walker Little, which I could see somebody saying he's got the versatility to play guard and tackle.
Yeah.
We can coach him up. We can get that value out of Walker Little. I could see that being a spot where you could do it. Jordan Lewis, who, again, intangibly rich, right, had a great impact. Only if you were able to trade him, you would save $6 million there. And
I like him.
it starts going down from there. So it's not – there's not – I mean, Hainsey, if you traded Hainsey, and who is anyone trading for Hainsey?
Right.
You know what I mean?
No,
like,
I know.
You know, it goes on and on. Eric Murray, if you traded him, $4.2 million.
He's a 13-year vet, isn't he?
Right. That's my point, right? Like these guys are not like Walker Little. I could see
Walker.
Absolutely. Obviously, Trayvon could have a market out there.
Oh yeah, he would. I think he'd have a market.
I wonder if McCary, because of his
The
versatility,
injury though.
I know.
Back, you gotta
I know.
Be careful of that back.
I know.
Hope he's okay. That's a tough one.
Like Devon only saves you less than $2 million. You know, you're not trading Jacoby. You just signed him. So
Armstead's probably not tradable right now.
Armstead,
Maybe. I
you'd
don't
save $2.2 million if you traded Eric Armstead against the cap. If you
no. Okay.
Right, if you released Eric Armstead, you'd save $2.2 million.
no.
So it's the same either way with that. So
I'd keep it in.
how do you replace? Right, can you replace his productivity, his level of play for $2.2 million? And if you can't, if you're only replacing it, if that guy's not part of your future,
right.
Are you better just staying with the guy that you already have?
Yeah. Don't make a lateral move.
It's tough.
I agree.
You know, but
They're in a
they're
tough
going to have to hit. That's why I'm not a huge fan. And I get the idea of pushing your chips in when you're good. And they're a 13-win team, so they can consider that they're on the doorstep, right, of making a run. But
they're not like one player away.
I don't think so either. But what if that player had been, as some people have brought up, what if they had Quinnen Williams? Would he have been enough in one game against the Bills?
Right.
And if you win that game, did you beat the Patriots last week? Maybe. And then you'd be playing against Jared Stidham to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. No, potentially.
You might be one player away.
Yeah.
You know, it's everything lined up properly. But I think I'd rather have 4 picks in the second and third rounds like they have right now than having a late first round.
Yep.
Yeah, I think the brutal reality of the NFL is it's really hard to recreate the amount of turnovers they had this year, right, on defense.
That's
like,
another good point.
That is a really hard thing to recreate. I think you can bank on to some degree if your quarterback's going to play at the level that he played in the back half of the season. If that's what you're going to get, you're going to be competitive.
You're going to win a lot of games.
Right? Like, that's the thing that you have to be able – that's got to be the spine of everything that they do, because it does look like they're going to have to let a lot of things go. Like, there's going to be a lot of things that are going to have to change almost by necessity for the football team because of the restrictions they're going to have in the cap. Trevor's got to be Trevor, right? And you'll figure out the rest of it around him, right? But the core of what's going on offense with Parker and some of these guys, like, they need that to be rock solid for them to be anywhere near as competitive next year as they were this season.
Well, now, I mean, I want Campanelli to stay even more. You know what I mean? Because it almost feels like, other than draft, you're going with status quo. You're going with the guys
and you're going with continue to improve the guys you had, which he did, and his staff. And, you know, it's not just
guys
him.
we didn't see play.
But it's the guys that he put in place, improved, got career years out of guys.
Yeah. Is Caleb Bransaw a free safety in the league, or isn't he?
Right.
We do not know the answer.
We don't
to that
know.
question.
But it is nice that you've got potentially your number one corner and your free safety.
Yeah.
Just, you know, already factored into this, right? In Travis Hunter and Caleb Bransaw, and then Wyatt Milam as well, and what larger role, which is why, you know, most of the year I felt like ETN won't be back. That's one place you got to save some money. You can't pay that to a running back. And, I've been on the fence on this. I think the transition tag is in play for him on a one-year deal. But that's $11 million in cap space you've got to come up with.
Okay, yeah, because you can't afford that right now.
Not at the moment.
Right.
Not at this moment in time.
But they can trim the fat on $7 million, right? I mean, they're over $7 million, right? Right now.
They're by one projection, yes, they're over $7 million. Depends on where you go.
Even more. It's not
right.
just
Well, you got $7 million to get under. You got to have enough room to sign your rookie class. You got to have some operating capital because things happen during the season and guys get hurt, and you got to sign guys off the street.
All right, I'm going to ask this question. I should probably know the answer, but I don't. Well, can you dead cap? When does it hit? You know what? You know what I mean? Like, explain it a little bit.
Simple, simplified thing. Like if you had, I guess, $20 million each of the next 2 years on your contract, right? And you cut them,
right?
$20 million,
whatever's left,
right? Whatever's left is basically what your responsibilities are. Because what happens is you've got a number that you're gonna hit your cap number, right? If you're off the team, then all your bonus money, right, accelerates into that year. Okay.
Right.
Like if you cut a guy who, let's say, got $100 million bonus on a 5-year deal and he's played 1 year. That means there's $80 million that he may have in his pocket, but it's not allocated yet.
Right.
So you cut him the next year, that's $80 million you got to account for plus his salary on top, which is why, obviously they're not moving off Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence's cap number is $24 million. If you released him, his cap number would be $116 million.
Holy cow! Wow.
Right.
Okay,
So
gotcha,
I mean,
gotcha.
it's why Deshaun Watson's still in Cleveland.
All right, so when they made the move with Gabe Davis last offseason, everyone's applauded. They don't care about the money; they just let him go. But he's got a dead cap.
According to Spot Track, he's costing the Jags like $14 million in 2026 of cap space, not actual cash out the door.
No,
but,
right.
And Tyson's costing over 19. So those are your two biggest ticket items in terms of dead cap. Let's get our man Fan Cam up here before we hit our next break. Cam, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. It's absolute pandemonium here in Atlantic Beach. As the mob has been camping out all night in expectation and anticipation of the Dad Bobs 2026 premiere. Don't do it. Let the puppies breathe. And that young lady's moving to the front of the line. Holy cow, it's crazy here, guys. You guys coming out tonight?
Tom is.
Yes, I am.
If you want to pay for an Uber from South St. Augustine to Atlantic Beach round trip, I'll consider it at that point. So,
Tommy and I will get together. How about a helicopter ride?
That would be great. Yeah, if we had McManus money, of course, that would be the way to do it.
It would be a toy.
Build a high-speed rail this afternoon, Cam.
Well, let me chime in. I got to believe the Allman Brothers live. It's the Fillmore East, and maybe the Skinner from the Road live album would be my favorites, with a nod to Made in Japan by Deep Purple and Zeppelin live in Madison Square Garden. That's man, when Highway Star and Child in Time and Lazy, all those songs, it's an incredible album. And that's when Blackmore, basically I call them the 27 Yankees of rock and roll. Because all 5 of those guys were about at the top of their profession, and man, could they bring it.
I know what you're doing the rest of the afternoon. Just listening to good music. Cam, enjoy the festivities tonight, my man.
You guys have a great weekend.
All right, buddy.
And it is a glorious day here in
Duval. It really is a glorious freaking day.
It is.
Out today.
Up to 80, they said.
Is that right?
I
80?
don't. I mean, I thought I saw that on the news.
Alexa told me St. Augustine's going to be a high of 71.
Yeah.
71.
So, Alexa changed her voice.
Yeah, I think it's getting up to
Really?
80 on Sunday.
On Sunday?
Yeah.
Ooh.
So,
And then cold next week, right?
Yeah.
Got football to watch Sunday.
I know. I was talking to my boy up in Michigan. He's like, it's negative something up there right now.
Oh yeah, I had a guy on
school and all that.
Sirius XM last night, the night before. It's up in Toronto.
Oh,
what do you think it's going to be? The real feel, like the
feels like,
right? The feels like
minus
temperature.
30, 40.
Minus 50.
Yeah, 50.
Minus 50. So that's what they got.
Staying home.
That's why we don't live there.
That's
All
right.
Let's come back. Tony will take us around the National Football League when we return on Jaguars Today on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today.
From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL. Duval all day. Search 1010XL Jaguars on YouTube.
Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Westside, your locally owned commercial truck headquarters and proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Hey, it's Rick Ballou. We got a fresh shipment of hard-to-find ProMaster vans, perfect for Section 179. My buddy Tommy and his team are committed to the community and make the process simple. Upfits, delivery, everything handled right. If you need ProMaster vans or commercial trucks for your fleet, you need Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Westside.
Bueller, stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, pal, is that a turtleneck? Can't you feel it, Jason? There's a chill in the air, a definite nip. I mean, it is January. In Jacksonville, Jason. I didn't come here for cold. Well, I wouldn't call this. Cold weather gives me the sniffles. Sniffles turns to pneumonia. Suddenly, I'm in a hospital bed with a tube down my throat because Florida didn't get the memo about ignoring winter. So switch over to heat. What if my system can't remember how to heat? Dude, put on these sunglasses. Whoa. Bueller Air and Plumbing can make sure your system is ready to switch from cooling to heat. We'll clean your heating coil to get rid of that burning dust smell and make sure you have the coolant pressure to keep your heat pump pumping out the heat. Huh, I had no idea these sunglasses worked in the winter.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at over $4,000 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar or trade it in for a new piece and get even more at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
The best value for golf in Jacksonville remains Cimarron, totally reestablished with new tee boxes, improved fairways and greens, also a brand new restaurant with indoor and outdoor settings, and live music. Join the Wild One loyalty program online at Cimarron Golf. When's the last time you played Cimarron? Cimarron Golf Club on 210, the Wild One.
The First Coast Games is an annual team-building challenge to introduce fun activities into the workplace and focus on your employees' health and wellness goals. These goals include some friendly competition, of course, including pickleball, cornhole, volleyball, flag football, and other team sports. The games will begin in March. Register your company and teams at fcymca.org.
Living on Amelia Island, having fun in Fernandina Beach? No matter what brings you to the fun, cozy town, make sure you check out the tap room at Mocama Beer Company. With a full flight of craft creations, from the Cosmico IPA to the Motor, the perfect Pilsners and lagers, matching memories and some Mocama magic is what it's all about. Mocama Beer Company in Fernandina Beach, near the big water where the sun is born. And look for more Mocama craft at your local Total Wine or ABC Liquors.
Blue here for the Blue Crab House, located right off of San Jose. It's on Jewington Creek Road. They've been around since 1996. Indoor-outdoor dining. Also, takeout is available at the Blue Crab House. Open 4:30 to 9, Tuesday through Saturday. Sunday, noon until 9. Remember, Tuesday, $2 margaritas. Wednesday, $1 oyster night. How about the blue crabs? How about my personal favorite, the Canadian snow crabs? Whatever it is that you fancy, you get it right there. The Blue Crab House.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the Monahan's Golden Moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
All right, today's golden moment, maybe R.J. Saunders, letting him drop a little bit and throwing his Parker Washington open there to put a little signature on the program today.
Great job.
And then he gave himself a round of applause.
Yeah.
Well deserved, right? It's the second one he got.
The
today.
kids these days.
Kids these days, but it was a fun Parker Washington conversation there in hour number one. Tony's going to take us around the league coming up here in a moment, but Somebody on the text line asked, when you're talking about the Jaguars being $7 million over the cap, does that include any expected increases in the salary cap? Seems like they've done that every year. It does.
Yeah.
It factors that in.
304, you said.
They're projecting. I've heard a $305 million salary cap projection. Let's say it goes up 10.
Right.
Okay, let's go 315. Right, so 11 million more than this current projection. That would put the Jags at about 3 or 4 million under the cap.
Okay,
in good shape.
Yep.
But that's 3 or 4 million under the cap. That's that's without doing any other signing anybody.
Right,
and
rookies.
still you got to get rookies in there. You got to get. Your
None
regular
of the work
free
we
agents.
talked about stops. Like
Right.
all the things that they have to consider changing today, it's not going to be
It
changed
just
by
makes it a
whatever the
little
cap
easier,
does.
though. Oh, look, if the cap were to jump a projected 10 million more, then all of a sudden that's 10 million. You go, wait a minute, we thought we could afford Devin Lloyd at
I think
at
the last 2
12.
years it's gone up a combined like 58.
Right, it's jumped a bunch, but
Yeah.
this is I don't know what it was this year. What this projection is? What was the cap this year? Let me put 2025 in this bad boy and 279. So that's a projected $25 million jump.
Yeah.
In the cap.
Yep.
So if it goes up 35 million, then you're under the cap, and maybe you have a little bit more. And they probably have a better idea of obviously where that's going to fall than we do.
Yeah.
At this point.
But they've got to do some work. They got to figure this out. Who you keep and who you're going to pay and who you're going to let go.
Yeah.
And what's it going to look like for next year?
Yeah, my sense is that Gladstone is pretty good at all this stuff, but it's going to be put to a bigger test.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right, Tony, why don't you take us around the NFL?
Now, Gems Around the NFL, brought to you by Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jax Beach.
Denver running back J.K. Dobbins was limited in practice yesterday as he continues to work back from a foot injury that's kept him out since November. He's been limited the last couple days in practice there for the Broncos. Broncos wide receiver Pat Bryant, a full practice participant as he works through a concussion. Wide receiver Troy Franklin was limited with a hamstring injury. On the other side of the AFC Championship game, Patriots wide receiver Mac Hollins was limited yesterday after being designated to return from the injured reserve, and Patriots linebackers Harold Landry and Martel Mapu both have not practiced yet this week for the Patriots. Los Angeles Rams offensive tackle Rob Havenstein has been designated to return from injured reserve. He was limited on Thursday, and Baltimore has agreed to terms with Chargers defensive coordinator Jesse Minter to become their next head coach.
Yeah, we all were talking about it off the air. We saw somebody, a Charger account, like a Charger fan paid, whatever it was, said, hey, Baltimore, you're going to love Jesse Minter 99.9999% of the time, except when he plays the Liam Cohen offense.
Yeah.
And, of course, the Jags throttled the Chargers.
35-6,
right? And the year before, the Bucs hung 40 on them.
Right.
On that Charger defense. So, not going to be that concerned with the Ravens at the moment, I guess.
Yeah,
you know,
defensive-minded coaches getting the shot again.
They are.
I get it.
Yeah. Right. Stefanski's offensive, and Harbaugh is a technically special teams. I think of him more, though. If you're going to say offense, defense, he's more of a defensive guy. It's interesting. Baltimore said, Steve Bisciotti, the owner, said, I want to hire a head coach that number one priority is to develop Lamar Jackson. Right. And continue to make him, obviously, two-time MVP, but to get the most out of Lamar, continue to elevate his game. Then he signs a defensive guy who was on Harbaugh's staff as a defensive coach.
Right.
Like, I mean, that doesn't mean you can't develop him.
No, right.
Right? I mean, Liam Cohen's an offensive guy. Plenty of defensive guys develop because he hired a great staff. So still got to do that.
How long's Lamar been in the league? See, 8 years?
8, maybe?
Something.
Still developing in 8
been there
years.
a while now.
I mean,
listen, the guys.
How long did
Stafford
ago
got a lot better.
The Jaguars draft Taven Bryan? It was that year.
Okay. Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah. Trevor, getting better.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not
this
saying
point,
he
he
can't
hadn't
get
been
better.
8 years in the league.
I think developing is a strong word for Lamar Jackson.
Well,
maybe fine-tuning, right?
Right. Or maximizing.
Maximize. Yeah, I get it.
Something along those lines.
Yeah. Be more clutch. I get it.
He did, Lamar, have a passer rating of 103.8 this year.
Yep.
Of course, it was down from 119.6. I mean, 2024, man.
Yeah.
41 touchdowns and 4 interceptions.
Unbelievable.
That is absolutely absurd.
Stafford's 46-8 this year, all
Right.
through the air.
Right, but the 41-4, that's like an
I
Aaron
know.
Rodgers MVP season from back in the day.
Yeah.
And Lamar did not win MVP that year either.
That's
Josh
insane.
Allen.
No, he did, right.
All right, let's come back. We got one task at hand that will take two tasks. We'll look at today's poll question, which asks you which two teams will meet in the Super Bowl, and then we'll give our predictions on that front as well. So we wrap up the week here on Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today for the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care, the locally owned smile restoration experts.
When it comes to glass, you don't want average. You want flawless. Duval Glass and Mirror has transformed homes and businesses across Jacksonville for over 35 years. Frameless showers that wow. Mirrors cut exactly to your style. Fogged or broken glass replaced. Decorative tabletops. Windows replaced or repaired to stand up to Florida storms. All backed by a 100% guarantee. Visit DuvalGlass.com for your free quote. There's only one name for glass and mirror around these parts. It's Duval.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
Welcome to Key Buick GMC, proudly family-owned and operated since 1943. Come see why they're North Florida's new and pre-owned truck center, conveniently located on Southside and JTB, just minutes from the St. John's Town Center. At Key Buick GMC, every new vehicle comes with our lifetime powertrain warranty. Key Buick GMC, we are professional grade. Online at keybuickgmc.com. Lifetime powertrain warranty covers engine, transmission, drivetrain only. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details.
Has someone you care about been arrested or had their driver's license taken away? I'm Susan Cohen, and I work with David Robbins at the law firm of Epstein & Robbins. We are experienced fighters for those charged with DUI, domestic violence, and all criminal offenses. In your battle with the justice system, there's only one thing you need to know. Dial David 24/7 at Epstein & Robbins, 354-5645. 354-5645.
PRI Productions is the official game day production partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Hi, I'm Randy Goodwin, president and owner of PRI Productions. Chances are, if you've been in Jacksonville over the last 30 years, you've seen our work, from corporate and social events to concert production and much more. We have the equipment and expertise to make your next event memorable. So call the experts the Jaguars call. PRI Productions, bringing your ideas to life.
Frank Frangie here. When you're inside the Kuhn Flowers showroom, you'll find a wide array of gift ideas that will take care of any gift-giving situation. Spend a few minutes there and you'll see for yourself. That's Kuhn Flowers on Beach Boulevard.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Man, I love seeing the old gang at these reunions.
Did you see Brian? He's in better shape than he was 25 years ago. How's that even possible?
Yep, I ran into him a few weeks ago and had to ask. He told me he started taking Nugenix Total T2.
The testosterone booster?
Yeah, but it's way more than that now. It also skyrockets your nitric oxide in as little as 3 hours. I started taking it right away and I'm already seeing results.
I was wondering what you were doing. You seriously crushed me in that pickup game last week.
Yep, after 40, energy, strength, drive, it all starts going downhill. But with T2, I feel like my old self again. Stronger, leaner, and my energy is way up. My wife even noticed a difference. They're giving out complimentary bottles right now. Just send them a text.
Text TAP to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of new Nugenix Total T2. Text now and you'll also get a free bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our most powerful fat incinerator. That's TAP to 215-215. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. Product not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Start your new year off healthy and get screened at Ackerman Cancer Center with on-site imaging, including whole-body MRI, PET and CT scans, and mammography. Early detection is key. Visit AckermanCancerCenter.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Mackin' with Tom McManus. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. Superior products, exceptional service. On 1010XL.
Definitely not a capologist, but I play one on the radio from time to time. So, nothing I say is gospel. I'm going off of these sites that everyone, overthecap.com, Spot Track. There are other ways to save money by taking a guy's salary, converting it into a bonus, chopping it up over years.
Right.
And there are guys like that on this roster that you could save $6 to $8 million per player by doing that. But you're pushing it out into the future, and you're committing yourself to that player for longer.
Right.
Down the stretch and all that. So.
And they'll probably do a little bit of that.
They're probably going to have to do some of that. There are going to be a few restructures along the way. So, all right. Before we get to today's poll numbers, because that shouldn't impact our decision, let's see how do you feel the AFC Championship game is going to play out, Tommy?
I think New England's going to win a close game. I do think. Look, one thing that Denver Broncos showed last week is they got after Josh Allen. They hit him quite a bit, and they were running the ball on him. I mean,
Drake May fumbled 4 times last week.
No, I know. So you got to be careful of that. But I think overall, look, Bo Nix not being there, regardless of what Peyton says about Jared Stidham, I'm sure he can make every throw or almost every throw. He's been in the system. He should be okay. But I would expect New England's defense to really rise. They showed me a lot last week. I thought New England's D is those two guys up front. They're backers. They're really good. Gonzalez
and Milton Williams changes their whole run defense
without
when he's
a doubt.
Healthy. So.
Without a doubt. So I think it's a close game. But I'm picking New England in the AFC Championship.
Tony,
I think outside of the Jaguars game, what we've seen Denver do basically all season is they play close games. Right? It's not like they dominate anybody, but they win close games. Yep. I think they're going to be able, even with what they're doing with the quarterback this week, they're going to be able, because of what they can do on defense, to keep it close. But I do think New England's the better team, right? Like going into the game. So even with them being on the road, I'll take New England to win.
I agree. New England is the better team.
They're defeated on the road too.
They're also winless in Denver in the playoffs in their history as well. How many of those are Drake May? None. So who cares really, right? But I picked Denver at the beginning of the season to go to the Super Bowl of the AFC. Would have much preferred it to be the Jacksonville Jaguars. But for that reason, look, I think the first 15 plays of this game for Denver's offense tell the whole tale of this game, because that's the script of Sean Payton leaning into what he feels Jared Stidham is most comfortable with. And if they can get a lead, like at the end of the first quarter, that kind of range, I think that defense is going to play. There's been a lot of talk about the Parcells quote about Jeff Hostetler this week, right? Where he said, if we lose, it's not going to be because of him. It's going to be because of everybody else. I think everybody is going to raise their level of play. Mike McGlinchey was asked, he said, Peyton basically gave us the exact same message. Like, it ain't going to be because of Stidham.
Right.
What are you going to do to fill in the gap? Look, I wouldn't bet it. I wouldn't, but I'm that guy that I picked them, and I got a chance to be right, so I'm going to stay with the Denver Broncos.
Okay,
and, things happen in the playoffs. RJ, who you got?
I got New England in the AFC. I just think the hit to Bo Nix, I think you're kind of almost taking the heart and soul of your team, with the quarterback being the most important position. I do love Denver's defense, though. I mean, Denver's defense, as Tommy was saying, they did get after Josh Allen last week. If they can do much of the same thing this week, I think Denver does have a chance. I think you're just looking at Stidham and saying, can you be serviceable? Kind of like what Nick Foles tweeted out a couple days ago when he said, hey,
backup quarterbacks,
man. So if that can happen, if that magic can happen again, we'll see. But in the AFC, I'm thinking New England's going to take this one.
I know there are a lot of Jaguar fans that got into it with Denver fans, and that's the last thing they want to see is the Broncos in there. The last thing I want to see is the Patriots in there, man. I don't need to see 2 more weeks of Robert Kraft and Drake May, and the new dynasty is here, and they're already bad. Get out of here.
I think the NFL would like him in.
They might, but I don't care what the NFL would like. All right, so 80% of our listeners in the poll today picked New England to win the game. Now, other side, beginning of the playoffs, I picked Jacksonville and Seattle. I'm going to go with the Seahawks as the number 1 seed in this one, in the rubber match. And who the hell knows what kind of game? Because you got 2 defensive games super low scoring against San Francisco. Then they went crazy. You had a lowish scoring game against the Rams. Then you had 38-37 against the Rams. Stafford, by the way, threw for 457 in that game with no Puka Nacua and no Tyler Higbee.
Right.
But I'll go Seattle. Tony, who you got?
I'll take the top two in the MVP to play in the Super Bowl.
Okay.
I'll take New England and the Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah. Look, I was on the Seattle thing too, but looking at it this week, look, all of the Rams' losses, except for one, were 2 points, really close. They went head-to-head, like you said, 21-19. By the way, Jason Myers misses a field goal to help the Rams win that game, and then they go overtime the next time. So these teams are really tight.
It'll be a madhouse.
It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be a great game. I can't wait. But I think Stafford and the Rams come out on top, and I do think New England and L.A. is going to make a hell of a Super Bowl and a hell of a ticket, and I think the NFL would be more than happy for those two organizations to be in the big show.
The Seahawks' 3 losses were by a combined 9 points.
Yeah, no,
this
I know.
year. I mean, they're everything. RJ, who you got?
I'm not a fan of the team, but I'm from the city, so I'm going to take Los Angeles in the NFC.
And if they lose, RJ will be rocking a Seattle Seahawks jersey.
Damn, Skippy.
Monday. All right, let's say hello to XL Primetime.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnik. Nimnik Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnik Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Matt Hayes, what's up?
Just paid off a bet.
Oh, yeah? What was the bet?
I bet that Trayvon Walker would have more sacks than Josh Hines Allen. And to be fair, he missed what? Almost 4 games?
Yeah, and he had the injury. And
to be
hurts.
fair, he had less sacks than Josh Hines Allen, so it would be fair that you would pay that bet off.
See, here's the thing, too. The problem is with our show is when you pay off one guy, you pay off 4. You're paying 3.
So what were the stakes?
Lunch.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
We do that once
We
a
do
week.
that every week, right, on this show.
What'd you do? What'd you come up with?
I went and got some Zaxby.
Okay, nice. There you go.
Sensational. All right, what's coming up other than them eating well today? What do you guys got on the show?
We are talking, obviously, the conference championship games. We're going to get into a little bit of college football playoff has decided to stay at 12, at least for the time being, because they can't play nice, and we'll talk about that as well.
All right. One person listening goes, did he say they're fixing the college football playoff today at 12? Like, when you said the playoffs being decided today at 12, like, damn, man, I knew they really scripted this stuff, but I didn't know they did it that far in advance. You think it's staying at 12 teams?
It's staying at 12 for the time being until these guys, the SEC and the Big Ten, learn how to,
get along.
Yeah.
Get in line, SEC. Last 3 champs come out of the Big Ten, so you're no longer top
I think
of the
there
heap.
should just be 2 conferences, those 2, and load them up and let them go head-to-head.
Imagine that, right?
Cut the fat on the rest and smell you later.
All right. Well, of course, one of those non-Big Ten SEC teams played for the championship this year.
Yeah.
Miami Hurricanes. So.
Well, I put them in one of the
you just jam them all in.
Yeah. I'm taking the best of the best and put them in those 2.
Gotcha.
Just throw the Canes and the Knowles in the SEC.
No, he said the best of the best. Florida State might need to shut the program down at this stage. All right, Matt, have a great show and a good weekend as well. Tommy, kill it tonight with the dad bods.
We will. It'll be a lot of fun. Looking forward to getting up there. And helmets and heels will be fun. And then a little nappy poo and get ready for my pregame warm-up. And I'm ready to rock and roll.
I like all that with the exception of I'll probably do it all at the Hacienda today. Tony Smith, enjoy the football this weekend. Same to you, RJ. And you going down to cover the Magic game this week?
Yeah, tomorrow I'll be down there. Me as well as intern Thomas. We're going down there to cover the Orlando Magic as they host the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Got a new pod coming out?
Oh, yes. And the podcast coming out today at 5 p.m. Going to be talking about what's going on with the Orlando Magic. Are there trades that need to be in the works? Just what's the future of this team right now?
All right. Despite that, we'll have you back next week. All right. So excellent first week on the job.
Way to go,
RJ Saunders. For all the aforementioned, I'm Mike Dempsey. Thank you for listening to Jaguars Today. Keep it here on 1010XL and enjoy the championship games as much as you can without the Jaguars involved.